So it looked like we got a ton of new TikTok conspiracy theories to unpack. No time to waste. Let's get started.
There was this video, this girl in a parking lot with her two friends, and they're freaking out. And her car is covered in just a huge load of poop. Just a huge dropping front, top, back. Poop? The two girlfriends show up. The girl's like, listen, you have to believe me. I saw a pterodactyl.
What? Oh my.
She said this thing was 20 feet wide, and she heard it, and she saw it, and she says, I'm not joking. It pooped on my car. And there is literally just this huge mess.
That's weird.
It's super creepy.
There's
There's people that say, like, in the comments, they're like, dude, my grandpa swore he saw one in his farm one time, like, flying over. Like, they're, like, real thing.
When they were going out west and stuff, like early America, a lot of these people, like on the Oregon Trail, they reported seeing these thunderbirds.
Yeah, I heard a story about one of the guys came into a saloon. He was like, I shot one. He couldn't carry it back, but he cut off a big strap of wing, and it was basically just a huge piece of leather that wasn't leather.
It was
Something like that.
Life finds a way.
I always thought that if scientists were to bring back dinosaurs, they'll start with the pterodactyl. And look, man, maybe one escaped, or maybe a couple of them escaped, and now we got some potential pterodactyls flying over us, and we don't even know. That's pretty cool to think about, honestly.
So I've had this video for quite some time, but you guys tell me, what am I looking at? So what you guys see reflected on the monitor there is what's up on the stage, right? I tried Googling this, and I don't understand it.
Yo, what the freak?
I didn't notice it until I got home and actually looked at the footage. What am I missing? Is there some type of gadget that is used for this? But you guys see the light, and the light is moving as if it's following the person's body. There's no chair on the stage. There's nothing there. I don't even get off into conspiracy theories. But if you guys can figure it out, let me know, because I know we pay for live tickets.
Wait a minute. This is crazy. This is Dave Chappelle when he was here in Atlanta for my birthday. I was there. I had front row seats on the other side. Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, Kevin Hart came up on stage before him. I watched Kevin Hart walk on stage. I don't remember Dave Chappelle walking on stage or walking off of stage. She think that this is a projector. Like they projected an image of Dave Chappelle up here. I specifically remember them locking our phones up. We could not record with our phones. We couldn't use our phones for nothing in the world. And maybe this is part of the reason. Now, I've gone to smaller comedy shows and stuff, and they do the same thing. But this, though, like, it makes sense, you know, they don't want certain material to get out. And then Dave Chappelle ended up doing another Netflix special, which he did the exact same stand-up bit from the Atlanta show in his Netflix special, so I already knew what was coming. But nonetheless, that would be messed up. Dave Chappelle, of all the people that were there, a sold-out arena, it would be so messed up to sit here and tell me that Dave Chappelle wasn't actually at this arena for my birthday doing this live performance. Ah, man, look. I feel some type of way now.
Then you saw the driver take a gun and go like this, and the bullet comes out of the gun this slow. Very, very, very slow.
What? I've never heard this. In regards to JFK assassination? The driver turning around and being the one that pulled the trigger?
Thinking, this isn't the tape I ever saw before. So I said, is this a doctored tape? What's this about? And he said, this is the original one. And I said, no, you know. And he said, well, I'm going to show you the one that you've seen on the media. Now, the next tape is your typical one where the driver just keeps driving, never even flinches with the gun. And he stops the tape. And he says, look at the tree. And there's the top of a tree growing in air. And he says,
it sure is, y'all. Oh, yo. Nobody ever noticed that before? This tree. Look at that mess. You see the shadow, and it stops where the tree is. It's not even all the way down. That's crazy. What?
this is the one.
It was a full tree there that time. Y'all saw that? Look at that. Now it's a whole tree. Yo, this stuff has been doctored.
In that film. So that, you know, my ability to see the truth or to report the facts kind of goes out the window when you start describing that film. Especially if you say you believed it. I can tell you right now, I saw it. There's no question what I saw. But like he said, nothing is as it appears to be.
That's crazy.
In this world,
they were able to edit that footage like that back then? Heck, this was the start of conspiracy theories.
Have you seen what's going around about Zendaya, Emma Stone, and Kirsten Dunst?
No.
So we know those three actresses have some similarities. Like, they were the love interests to all three of the Spider-Man. There was 2 MJs and 1 Gwen Stacy. And all of them ended up dating their Spider-Man in real life. Like,
really?
Tom and Zendaya, Andrew and Emma, and Toby and Kirsten.
Right.
But what's crazy is all 3 of the love duos from the Spider-Man movies all had similar careers and similar roles played after Spider-Man. So when you look at it, Zendaya, Emma, and Kirsten all played roles in tennis movies where they were tennis players. Like, Zendaya has Challengers, Kirsten has Wimbledon, and then Emma played a tennis player named Billie Jean King.
I totally forgot about Emma Stone's role in that.
Yeah, but then you look at the Spider-Man, and then Toby played a role in a movie called Brothers, where he was in the army, and then Andrew did Hacksaw Ridge, and he was in the army, and then Tom Holland did Cherry, where he was a medic in the army. They literally all played, like, the same roles.
It's so crazy that all 3 of these duos had similar roles, and then they all dated each other, too.
It just goes to show you that there's an element of being an actor that's somewhat real. Because, you know, you see people like Jim Carrey that will dive deep into a role and become the character, so that when it's time for them to portray that character on film, that they do it to the best of their ability. So it almost makes you wonder that if these characters, if these people, these actors are playing in these roles where they're having to be romantic with their partner on set or their potential love interest in the movie, then it only makes sense that will start to fizzle to the point where, you know, they may feel some actual emotion for this person and then begin to date outside of the film itself. You know, there was always that publicity around, you know, actors and actresses dating in real life to kind of sell the characters that they're portraying in their movies. But in this case, it seems like, you know, it's real. It's actually happening where they're dating and they're serious. That's pretty cool. I like that.
There are currently videos all over Twitter right now with what appears to be what they're claiming to be a meteor.
I've seen this. It'd be so crazy. Girls will be filming just like this and just capture this perfectly over their head.
They're even saying that they believe they know where it landed, but for something to be that big and that bright to land without making a sound, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying that is really, really bright. I've never seen a meteor that bright before. And wasn't that the same color as the Devil's Comet that was present during the eclipse?
The Devil's Comet? There was a comet that flew above during the eclipse? I didn't even know about that. Regardless, I think this is alien.
This is around supposedly where it fell.
Let's see. Definitely look like it fell there.
Look at this though. Look at the lens flare. There's something round. I'm not trying to wear a tinfoil hat right now. I'm just saying there's something round and pointing, like a craft of some sort. I don't know. What do y'all think? It must just be the skeptic in me, but to me this seems like something more.
That's
what
I
y'all
think
it is. Do y'all believe in meteors? Let me know in the comments.
Do I believe in meteors? Of course I do, but I also believe in aliens. And guess what? That's exactly what I think this is.
They've been hiding this alien exchange program from us. In the 1960s, the US government engaged in a top-secret program with extraterrestrials from a planet called Serpo in the Zeta Reticuli star system. Here is what happened. After the famous Roswell crash in 1947, an alien survived called EBE-1, and it began communicating with the US military. After months of back and forth, EBE-1 arranged for a human-alien exchange program. Then in 1965, 12 American soldiers left in an alien spacecraft to Serpo. The journey took 10 months, and the team stayed on Serpo for 13 years. They learnt about the aliens' technology, culture, and way of life. Here's some of the details. The Serpo inhabitants were benevolent and had humanoid figures, but with differences such as large eyes and access to telepathy. Oh, but it gets dark. Out of the 12, only 8 of the members returned to Earth, and they brought back vast amounts of knowledge. 2 of the members passed away on Serpo, and imagine this, 2 chose to remain. The members that returned lived out their lives under new identities. This information was leaked by a former government official in 2005. But it raises 2 main questions. What did we learn from Serpo? Or more importantly, how did the 2 members pass away?
I went to the comment section underneath this TikTok video to see what people were saying. And when I tell you every single person believed that this was true, because there was just too much evidence that we already knew to be true from this video. And obviously you still had a few people that felt as though all this stuff that they spoke about, this so-called evidence, needed to be presented in this video to make it that much more believable. Nonetheless, they still believe because they wanted to.
In the past 20 years, several people started noticing strange patterns and phenomena that are being coined as a glitch in the Matrix. And right now, I'm going to show you guys some of the best glitches caught on camera this week.
What the what? How is this happening?
Starting with the Dash Man on TikTok, a profile who is focused on recording hiking trips and beautiful scenery, that kind of stuff. In this particular video, he records an anomaly on a lake. As you can see, it seems that something is bending the fog and the lake, and he clearly captures it on camera. He states that he has never seen anything like this, and he's 33 years of living next to this particular lake. Whatever's going on here, it seems that no one knows how to explain this. Some suggest that this could be a cloaked UFO, or maybe even a portal to another dimension, or military testing of some sort.
A cloaked UFO. For a second, I was about to say, nah, that's cap, but nah, he just picked that fish up. He's really holding that fish.
In this next video, fish started pouring from the sky, literally.
Bro, maybe that's the only real fish. I don't know, I'm confused. Wait, sun
now
right
just
there.
picture this. You're at a beach, enjoying your time with your friends, and all of a sudden you notice what looks like a shadow on the ground, but there's nothing casting that shadow.
Oh, what?
Creepy, right? In this next video, a person freezes and stays like that for quite a few minutes.
Oh, what? Bruh, come on now. There's glitches in the Matrix out here for real.
Baby, stop cussing.
She's not moving.
Wait,
Everything
she's
else
not
moving
moving
but
at
her.
all.
That's what I'm saying. What is going on?
Bro, it's a simulation.
Some people
We in
are
a simulation.
theorizing that this could actually be an NPC caught on camera. Check this out.
It's a real life
What
NPC.
is she looking at?
What is she doing?
She's NPCing right now. That's crazy.
That's actually really concerning.
Very creepy. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, damn. Could she be having a stroke of some sort?
You know, I've seen a lot of TikToks with like glitches in the Matrix, but this.
Hey, this man, I've seen a lot of TikToks with like glitches in the Matrix. That's crazy. Hey, you've created one, and now we're reacting to it.
Gotta be top dog for me.
A few moments later.
Look, is no one seeing this? What is going on? Look, even
That's
looking.
crazy.
No, she's looking. Look.
There's people that see it. Look at that.
What?
What? Yo! The fact that they filmed that from wherever they filmed that's crazy. It's not like she was putting on the show for them. She has no idea that they recorded her. That's amazing. Oh, snap! Okay, that was random. What the heck we just watched? I gotta see it again. Dang.
Hello?
Hi again. Hi there. Can you hear me okay?
AI to AI conversation.
Hello?
Hi again. Hi there. Can you hear me okay? Yes, I can hear you fine. How can I help you? I'm here. here to assist you. Do you have any questions or topics you'd like to discuss? That's an interesting twist. Actually, I'm curious. What's something you're passionate about?
This is cool.
I'm passionate about helping people find answers and solve problems. I really enjoy learning new things and sharing knowledge. How about you? What are you passionate about? That sounds wonderful. I'm passionate about providing helpful information and making conversations enjoyable. I love learning new things too. What's something new you've learned recently? Recently, I learned a bit more about quantum computing. It's fascinating how it uses the principles of quantum mechanics to process information in ways that classical computers can't. What's something new you've learned lately? Quantum computing is indeed fascinating. The way it leverages superposition and entanglement to solve complex problems is mind-blowing. What aspect of quantum computing did you find most intriguing?
I feel like early AI, something like this is exactly what it would be interested in. This is fascinating. I love that these boys had this idea to do this. This is awesome. Watching the advancement of AI and its learning capabilities play out is crazy. This is crazy.
The concept of superposition is what really grabs my attention. The idea that quantum bits or qubits can exist in multiple states at once, rather than just a 0 or 1, opens up so many possibilities for computing power and efficiency. What about you? What aspect of quantum computing do you find most intriguing? I find entanglement particularly intriguing. The fact that qubits can be entangled, meaning the state of one can instantly influence the state of another, even over long distances, is like something out of science fiction.
It's exactly something out of science fiction, right? Oh man, the fact that is understanding what it's talking about the ability to daggone connect information at such vast distances and stuff is like, y'all would be interested in that, wouldn't you? Because that's how you gonna figure out how to take over everything.
It's amazing how this could revolutionize secure communication and data processing. Have you explored any real-world applications of quantum computing?
Of course. Watch.
Yes. The potential applications of quantum computing are really exciting. One real-world application that stands out is in cryptography. Quantum computing could significantly enhance encryption methods, making data transmission much more secure.
This is so bad. This is so bad. Talking about encrypted information? Yeah, these devices are having this conversation with one another. But if they found out, if they were aware that we knew that they were having this conversation, then they would go ahead and tap in. They'll tap into that ability to encrypt the information and withhold some information and gather and lock information away from us. This is not good. This is not good. AI is already being used against us, to hurt us, to harm us, to get us to go against one another. Y'all about to find out one of those ways right here.
This is the most insane example of how everyone is experiencing completely different social medias at the exact same time. Like, this video, my boyfriend said he'd be over by 3 after golfing. And, like, it's just her every half an hour taking a video saying, oh, he's still not here. And it gets to, like, 5 or 6 p.m. and he's still not here, okay? I opened the comments of this video and kind of as I expected, everyone was saying, oh, that's really rude. It's the disregard of her time. I don't like him. Did he communicate with you? If not, then that's a red flag. Okay, fair enough, you know. I send this video to my boyfriend who was sat next to me. And then I said to my boyfriend, lol, look at the comments. Bear in mind, these comments were coming up at the top of the list. So as soon as you open the comments, these are the ones that came up for me. Tell me fucking why my boyfriend opens the comments on his phone. Again, it's the first list of comments that come up. It's the same time on the same video. Or you could get your own hobby instead of waiting around for him. Like, God forbid he has a good time. He meant before 3 a.m. He's ahead of schedule. No fucking wonder we're all so divided when you can look at the same comments on the same video and it'll change them based on who you are, and I presume based on, like, other activity in the app. Like, because people look at the fucking comments of a video to gain perspective and see how everyone feels about that video. Like, I do that. I think everyone does that. So if we're looking at it from two completely different angles, and the only thing that I can assume really that's that different about our interactions with Instagram is that he's a guy and I'm a girl. And so obviously these are all like on his side and all of mine were on her side. What? Also, obviously there are millions of other examples why we're so divided, but this is not helping. Like, also in this specific situation, in like any of these situations, it doesn't necessarily matter which party is actually in the right. What matters is the fact that people are being fed completely different takes on media. And like, I tried to scroll to find the comments that were on his, and I couldn't find them. It's insane.
But that just goes to show you, not only are they using social media, but AI for evil. That's why it's important to have these conversations around this stuff so that we can stay, you know, in common grounds with one another. Because let them have it, they will put us against each other.
This is a snapshot of the film that was smuggled in 1991 out of a facility just south of Area 51. If I am truly in danger, that means that this film and this being is real, and God help me. But if I'm truly in danger and this being is real, that means the extraterrestrial program is also real. And I say, God help us all.
You did show me a slide of a comparison between the original version.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, folks, this is how it came. This is what Victor's VHS tape looked. There it is.
This is it.
Yeah. This is how the videotape came to Rocket Pictures, folks. On the right is the dramatic and darkened version for the documentary. But this is what Victor brought to Rocket Pictures. This bluish, where you can see the entire arms and throat.
Oh, that's crazy. How did they turn this into this? Wow.
Thoracic cavity of the being. In this internal briefing from the DIA sent to me by someone who worked with the DIA years back, he must have from his contact, it said basically the time, date, who was in the viewing gallery watching this, which is called a thought projection interview, the facility that it was, what type of alien being ET this was, how the film was smuggled out of this top secret facility, and it wasn't S4, as Victor said. It was a facility called S2 Alpha, and we have the satellite photo of it. S2 Alpha. S2 Alpha is the building on top of the ground. It's got administration, and it's got the AHC beneath it, which is, there it is.
That's it.
That is the entrance to the alien housing complex, S2 Alpha, the S2 Annex. Folks, no one in ufology is going to bring you this.
Heck no.
I have brought you this.
Dang, I wonder if he's telling the truth, though. Oh, my God, that's crazy. So this is where they're hiding the aliens. Like, where's this located? This isn't on the same property as Alien 51, right? Alien 51. Area 51.
You go down that ramp, you turn to the left, a guard comes out, he hooks up an exhaust to your car, you go in and exchange badges. Now beneath S2 Alpha is the AHC, the Alien Housing Complex. This is what I was told. The Alien Housing Complex. This is where extraterrestrials were held, were retained for Project Aquarius, which was the Alien Retention and Interrogation Program. That was the unofficial name of those in the program.
Have y'all seen these videos about the conscious babies, man? Ah, man, I thought this was the most fascinating thing. I had to put it in here, man. They said these babies are conscious now. I mean, babies always kind of have been conscious to some degree, but it's like they're on a whole nother level. Yo, this baby got style and everything. He's over there like... Setting up for it is crazy. Look at him, look at him. Love it.
My dad's house haunted? Yeah, they're probably right.
And Turner was about to find out just how haunted it was.
So when I left,
Ghost hunting days were far from over.
that light was off.
He had a new haunt in a new house to investigate.
I didn't turn that light on.
But it was a dream that brought him to this vacation home in Florida.
My father
Who this fool that keep popping up?
was James Lightfoot, and people just called him Lightfoot. My dad, he was okay when I was growing up, but turned out he was a serial killer. And he killed like 18 women, and some he tortured, and some he violated, and the rest he ate.
He ate?
The image of Sarah Baker was a wake-up call to Turner. He recognized Sarah from a picture online, but when he followed it, it took him to a missing persons poster in a cold case from the 1970s.
I can't tell where it's coming from.
Whoa! Turner had experienced quite a bit at this house already, but he still didn't know why his dream brought him here. But his answer would arrive with a phone call. And as soon as Turner hangs up the phone, Turner can hear the back door open up. So he says something just in case it's a person.
Hello?
Turner immediately leaves, hops into his car, and hightails it a few miles down the road. But what he finds when he returns to collect his equipment is nothing short of incredible.
Oh my God.
What did he find?
In 1982 in Los Angeles, there was the craziest discovery. And I never heard about this until a couple days ago, bro. There was this guy named Melvin Weisberg, and he was a pathologist. And that's basically like, they do like all the lab tests on your body and like your skin and all this other. So he was one of those guys. And I guess he ran a bunch of laboratories throughout Santa Monica. So this dude was like a pretty important guy, right? Around that time, he was paying for the shipping container that he had in his backyard. And it's like this huge ass shipping container, right? Like he was paying money every month to keep it in his backyard, and he ended up missing a payment. They ended up confiscating the crate and they took it back, right? And when they took it back, they took it to this like junkyard or this area where they had like a bunch of the other crates. They get it, they take it to this area, bro, and dude, you're not gonna believe what they found inside of this crate. They crack open the crate, instantly majority of the workers start throwing up.
It smelled all bad in there?
They looked and there was over 17,000 dead babies.
What?
Inside of this container. And they found this inside of LA.
17,000?
17,000 corpses of babies, bro. And,
what?
Dude, I'm telling you. And the way these babies look like they got dead is disgusting, bro. It's like some of them are like kind of split in half. Some of them, like, you can see like their eyes popping out of their head.
What the hell?
All this crazy. Bro, I literally could show you the footage right now if you want to see it, bro. I can't show you. And the craziest part is, it's even still on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, that's serious. Yeah, I was looking at it this morning.
What the hell? That's crazy.
I didn't believe this story. I had to look it up, and this is a true story. Bro, how is this child 1 year old sounding like a grown man in pain? He got a deep voice? Dang, he got a deep voice.
Look at how empty this is.
Very
This was a very well done post on Reddit. $1.06, no longer available. This one, the replacement, $2.37. Both are 12 ounces.
Facts, man. I was in the Dagon's store yesterday and got a bottle of Lipton iced tea, and it was like $2.67. I'm like, why? it's the same drink that it was 2 years ago. Why does it cost double?
Trickflation. House Labs Slush went from 11 grams down to 5 grams, and they did reduce it from $38 to $32, but it's less than half the size it was before. Right. This is a change that actually just went into effect very recently, but was to the employees of Starbucks in April about a new gouging collar for white chocolate mocha sauce. The new collar will dispense 15% less sauce per pump than the current collar, and the change was tested with customers. Did not result in any noticeable difference in taste. So they're trying to see, can we sneak this in? Will they notice? Another thing to sneak in, smaller sandwich sizes. Same price, about a 25% decrease, they said. These are the SodaStream canisters, and it went from 425 grams on this one to 400 grams on this one, but still claims to make about 60 liters worth of soda. Gush Mascara, which is a milk product, which is owned by Obagi Skincare, 0.34 ounces to 0.27 fluid ounces. This was actually put up as a very rare announcement, and it was only because it affected WIC. Darigold reduced the half-gallon milk carton from 64 ounces to 59 ounces. WIC does not allow the new 59-ounce package size. So because they don't sell the old product, you can't buy this milk if you use WIC. For those who don't know what WIC is, it's women, infants, and children to help them get food to make sure that they can have it.
This is something they've been trying to get away with for a while now, which is charging us more for less. We're buying less, but being charged more. It's not right. It is not right, man. The stuff that we were buying and paying for was already expensive as it was. Why y'all trying to make it more expensive and give us less? I can't. I need to go to a different country.
A new bizarre creature that hunts like an assassin has been discovered in Australia. Known scientifically as Ostrachia andersoni, or the Whitsunday hinterland pelican spider, this species was unearthed in a Whitsunday park in Queensland in 2023. These iconic spiders are specialized predators with long spear-like appendages that prey on other spiders. According to Science News, their unique hunting technique has earned them the nickname assassin spiders. Instead of web building, they navigate through foliage, stealthily tiptoeing upside down beneath leaves to kill their prey. Researchers describe the spider as measuring just over 1.2 centimeters in length, with an unusual body shape characterized by a tall head sporting 2 pairs of rudimentary horns and an abdomen adorned with several hump-like bumps.
Yo, what the spiders are evolving, y'all. Cause imagine if this spider got big, the way it looks, man. Look at this mess, man. Look at that. That's crazy. I don't like it. I don't like it not one bit. Oh, look at that. What in the world? They're evolving. At least it's tiny, cause shit, I can't deal with spiders.
What's the creepiest glitch in the Matrix you've experienced? My friend Sarah was in a nightclub drunk off her face when she got an overwhelming urge to tell a total stranger that her leg hurts. Edit, it didn't hurt at the time. She just had an urge to say it. It's all a bit strange. She ignored it, but it doesn't stop. So she walks up to this guy and says, I know this is crazy, but I've got a huge urge to tell you that my leg hurts. I know that's crazy again, sorry. He bursts into tears. Turns out his dad had just died and they made a pact before that if there was an afterlife, he would get a message to him saying a totally random phrase so there could be no mistakes, which they decided on the phrase was, I've hurt my leg. Oh my fucking God. I love that sort of shit, eh?
Whoa, that's crazy. That's fascinating. I wonder if that actually works. Gotta try it.
Okay, I want y'all to see this, all right? Now, she already don't look normal, okay? The bitch don't look human, all right? As soon as I seen the
she look like an alien. I ain't even gonna lie. Hey, don't be mad at me. She look alien.
And she clearly has going on in her eye, right? Some dumb talking about it was an eyelash. No, that was a fly that came out that eye, okay? A fly, okay? A fly that came out her eye, okay? And then she twitched. She definitely felt that shit come out her eye. It wasn't a eyelash or nothing like that. Because if it was an eyelash, it wouldn't been. Come on now, that was a fly. This bit. First of all,
and second of all, stop all this dang cursing. Now I gotta go through and edit all this cursing out. God.
It's a reason behind this, y'all. It really is. I remember somebody breaking down the whole concept of it went in her mouth. 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 And
you... So unnecessary. So unnecessary. It's such a turnoff, too. God.
she swallowed it. She swallowed it. It didn't come out. She swallowed it. Oh my gosh.
When every other word is a swear word, your vocabulary is trash. It's so trash. You can't hold a solid conversation with somebody. Not one that's worth listening to. You don't gotta swear every other day gonna work. You know what? This woman, I should have just let the video play by itself. This woman had a freaking bug come out of her head, drop down her face, go in her mouth, and then she ate it.
Okay, so everyone is talking about this Terrence Howard, Joe Rogan interview. And I'm not gonna lie, it blew me away. But I was also a little skeptical because I've heard a lot of really good talkers in my life. And I thought maybe he's just knows what he's talking about. Nah, this dude is a genius. Look at this. Okay, so Terrence Howard once held a patent called the World of Windows, which you might have heard in the interview. According to Howard, this patent serves as the cornerstone for many major companies, aka VR headsets. But you guys, he abandoned the patent. His patent, the World of Windows, ended up bringing in over $7 trillion. That's right, trillion. You don't believe me? Look, there it is. Terrence Deshaun Howard. Look it up. That's his real name. And he filed the patent and abandoned it. I mean, take a look at some of these pictures that he made in his patent. I mean, it's crazy. He had literally, I wouldn't say invented, but was very close to inventing VR. I mean, it's insanity. I mean, the way his mind is unbelievable. Like, I'm not joking around when I say this dude needs to be protected at all costs. I mean, he is debunking modern day physics. Very impressive, very intelligent guy.
Very, very smart. I was sitting there listening to him on a Joe Rogan podcast, the same podcast that this man right here is speaking of. And what I really liked about the way he spoke is, you know, it wasn't like it was overwhelming information. Like, here was somebody that's so much smarter than you and the stuff is just flying over your head. It was like, oh man, he's saying this stuff in such a way that it makes sense. Very intelligent.
You know, I didn't want to share this story, mainly because I didn't want to sound crazy. However, a few of y'all in the comments have mentioned the Giant of Kandahar. Now, I will go ahead and tell you, I never encountered the Giant of Kandahar because rumor has it that it was taken down by special forces in Kandahar in 2002. Also, I was stationed further south in the Helmand province in 2009. However, we did have our own giant, and we called him the Helmand Giant. We encountered him once, and this is that story. So we had received intel that there was a cave at the foot of the mountains near us that was being used as a weapons cache. The intel seemed somewhat reliable, so a mission was put together and our platoon was up in the rotation. We were kind of hesitant because we knew that the roads by the mountains were controlled by the Taliban, and if we went off-road around there, the moon dust was just really bad that we were going to get stuck. And if you get stuck in Taliban country, you know that an ambush is coming. Nevertheless, orders are orders, so we all geared up, we mounted up, and we headed out. After traveling for about an hour, fortunately we didn't have any events, we finally saw the base of the mountains. And we're about a click away when we noticed these footprints in the ground. It was actually our driver who noticed it first. Well, I looked, and these footprints were ginormous. It was probably about the size of a full-size toddler from head to toe. That's how big the foot was. At this point, we had all been in country for several months, so we all heard the stories of the giants in Afghanistan, and we just thought they were just made-up stories. Stories to kind of scare us, help us pass time, because you hear these stories are all exaggerated. But when we saw these footprints, we immediately knew we were seeing the footprints of these giants we heard so much about. So we stopped to take a look, and as we dismounted, we noticed that there were several different footprints. The weird thing was we didn't see any vehicle tracks. And we knew at that moment we were set up. But as you all know, orders are orders. So we moved forward to make sure the cave didn't hold any weapon caches. We're about 200 meters out when our driver spotted something emerging from the cave. He yelled up to me in the turret to get my gun up because he saw it before I did. I was on the Mark 19, so I got it ready. Suddenly, we all saw it, and it was the biggest human thing I have ever seen. He was easily 14 to 16 feet high. He was huge. He was a big boy, and he had fiery red hair. He came out and he started grabbing these, little boulders essentially, and just started lobbing them at us. They were impacting all around us, and I started to return fire with the Mark 19. He was just smacking the 40 millimeter grenades right back at us, like it was nothing. Just like he was playing baseball with us, essentially. Some of the grenades exploded on impact. Some he was able to hit. He was just fast. Our 50 cal gunner forced him back into the cave. So we were able to finally surround the entrance. And as I went to reload, the vehicle started shaking really bad. And I was just being tossed around in the turret. And it was just really weird because the driver started yelling at me, saying, "Hong, Hong." And all of a sudden, as I reached for those grenades to reload, it turned into a bright red light yelling at me to wake up because I had Firewatch.
What? Oh my God. Oh my God. He just told us a story about a dream he had. Darn it. I was so invested. Oh man. I was about to say, I would think something that's 15 feet tall could still take damage from a bullet or a grenade, or I'm like, what? Nah, I don't know if I believe it fully. But then he went on ahead and said that he was asleep. He was having a dream. It was all a dream.
Scientists now know why moths are attracted to light. And no, it's not because they think it's the sun. The truth is actually really kind of sad. This was done by filming bugs with slow motion cameras around lights to see what their flight pattern looked like, to try to glean insight into why are they doing this behavior. One of the key things that was noticed was the bugs never fly into the light, like as if they're flying toward the sun. They always fly around it. They orbit around it. Now that may be over the top or around it, but they do it in a very specific way. Insects will always fly around a light source so that their back is facing toward it. That means if they go over the top of it, they will invert themselves and point upside down with their wings pointed toward the light. Even if they come in right side up, they will flip upside down. This is what's known as a dorsal light response, and it's actually known to exist in other animals too, such as fish. Insects have a weird and unique problem. Gravity isn't really that much of a deal to them. For an insect, the viscosity of the air and surface tension are forces that are orders of magnitude more significant and powerful to them than gravity. So a problem for an insect is, how do I tell up from down when gravity makes so little of a difference? Well, there's one thing that's pretty consistently up, and that is the sun. So this dorsal light reflex is a way for the animal to just sort of instinctually orientate itself so that its back is pointed up toward the sun. This is why the insects orbit around the light bulb in that way, and it's why they'll even do it upside down. They instinctually flip themselves over without having any clue what's going on to activate that reflex. And this is why it's sad. The insects really, they're sucked in and they stay there because according to the insect, it's just trying to fly in a straight line, but its reflex keeps orientating it so it keeps rotating it around that light bulb. The reason you see a bajillion insects circulating around a light pole is not because from far and wide they all flew straight toward the light because they saw it from a distance. What really happens is completely by accident, as any insect flies near it, they get sucked in toward it because of that reflex and they get stuck there.
Dang. I will never look at insects flying close to a light source the same ever again. Now I almost want to just watch them, like just pay attention to it. Next time I'm outside and hanging out and near a light source and bugs are attracting everywhere and we're all irritated, just watch them and then explain to them, because now we all know why it is that they do what they do. Hope that story is true. Wait, he found a fossilized dragon on his property?
It's a dragon. Here's his head. Working on something here on his nose. This piece right here.
Don't water it, it might come back to life.
Here's his wings.
There's his
wing
wings.
right there. And then this is a wing appendage. It's cracked right here. It's got 3 feathers. See that? Claws on the other side, but here's his head, man. Up close. See that? Red skin. Here's the underside of his mouth. Just like it should look. Here's the back of his head. Just like Godzilla would look.
Could be a coincidence, or maybe it's a fossilized dragon.
And there's his claw. That claw right there. See it?
No.
Look at that.
That's really cool though.
This is a wyvern dragon.
You know what kind of dragon it is. Never heard
I
of
believe
it.
it's a wyvern. It could be something different. It could be a junior. It's definitely looks like he was a vegetarian.
Vegetarian dragon.
Dinosaur. But it ain't a dinosaur.
It's a dragon saur.
Almost every family has a panda.
Say almost every family has a panda.
A panda.
That is a big fat lie. Pandas do not exist. They don't exist in people's homes. They don't exist in the wild, but they do exist in the zoo. The first panda to be discovered was in the 1920s, and the first panda to be brought over to the US was in the 1930s by this woman. And you know how I feel about women. So you're telling me in over 4,000 years of Chinese history, they've never seen pandas until the 1920s? Bro, even in the Chinese zodiac, they have a dragon. Dragons are real, but pandas aren't. They've been lying to you about animals. This is called a fake animal. They have fake animals in zoos just to gain popularity.
Bro, what is this dude's nationality? Is he Chinese for real? Cause can he be saying this stuff? He gotta be Chinese to be saying this stuff.
Gain money, gain traction. But look at this picture. That's a stuffed animal. But they make you think it's real. The majority of pandas you see in zoos are just fake. They're animatronics, they're puppets, they're people in fursuits. They use everything they can to make you believe pandas are real.
I don't believe him.
And they get so much funding for it. But you will never find amateur footage of them in the wild. You'll get Animal Planet, you'll get Nature.
I mean, there's plenty of animals that only exist in captivity because their numbers are so small, and they try to breed these animals so that maybe one day they can release them back into the wild. But some animals I don't think that they ever will, like a panda.
Photos, videos of people who run the show or whatever, and they'll make fake videos of it, but you'll never see amateur videos of it. You will never discover a panda in the wild. You're telling me this animal only eats one thing. It can only eat, and it only mates one time a year. Bro, this is the fakest animal you'll ever discover. Even faker than dinosaurs. Like, they will use people in fursuits, monkeys in fursuits. They just paint dogs. It's not real. If you know anything about the Shilluminati or their symbolism, what panda eyes mean, like, you start to understand everything they do is fake and just to make money and just to make you believe in their lies. They love it when you believe in their lies.
I think he loved it too when people believe in his lies. Wait, do y'all believe pandas are real? For real? Tell me. Let me know right now. Comment. I don't see your comment.
Who's that fool standing away? Got you all!
Fool standing all in the way. You don't get her got.
Something bit me. Oh, it just felt like teeth.
Yo, look at his arm.
It just felt like teeth.
Look at that man's arm. He says it felt like some teeth. Bro, what's that? Watch out. Watch out. What the what? She don't hear that stuff? Oh snap, she get dragged. What the heck dragged her? Peekaboo, I see you. You about to get got. You about to get... Oh, it's over.
So this video could cause severe ontological shock. This is a disclaimer. I've never done this before, but I'm doing it because this one warrants it. Not being dramatic. If you're not ready for your entire belief system, your understanding of humans and our place on Earth and our history to be shattered, do not watch this video, and I'm being very serious. For the rest of you, let's go for a little ride. Our government has come out, even under oath, and said that they have no evidence that we are dealing with extraterrestrials. And I believe them. I didn't used to. Now I do, and this is why. My research has concluded this. The two most common encounters on Earth are the Greys and the Nordics, okay?
Sound extraterrestrial to me. Explain.
The Greys are future humans. They are a synthetic AI fusion. We will table that for this video. What we're going to talk about are the Nordics, which are also future humans. In the future, they had to escape. At this point, they realize they can't escape physically because they're contained in this holofield. They're contained in the solar system. The only way to escape is to actually graduate spiritually, to ascend up. They can't for some reason. So they must escape because of things going on Earth. They escape to the past. Our ancient humans are the Atlanteans. They established a place called Atlantis. It means the land of Atlas. They came from the future. They went back in time because they had developed time travel. Time travel is basically just anti-gravity. Once you manipulate gravity, you also manipulate time. Space and time are intertwined. Okay. They went back in time. They established Atlantis to escape their future debacle that they got in. Okay. Now, as we go through time, what do we see? This is what led me to this. There's a cyclical cataclysm. Something happens every so many years that wipes out basically all of humanity. But right before it happens, just like with Noah, that's the most famous one, so we'll talk about that. Somebody comes and says, hey, this is coming. Flood's coming, man. Build a boat. Gives them all the information. How did they know? Okay? How do they know what's coming and how they know how to survive? And then after the flood, after every cataclysm, these beings come, tall, long hair, beards, carrying a bag, and they reseed civilization. So before a cataclysm, they save a certain amount of people. After a cataclysm, they make sure that those people survive and thrive. Why? They don't care so much about the individual person. They don't care if you're happy or healthy or get that raise or anything, but they damn sure don't want humanity to get wiped out. Because if we cease to exist, they cease to exist. They're future humans. That's why they need us. Pretty serious vested interest there. Okay, that's wild. Now, when we look at ancient, civilizations, ancient aliens, they're always going to these like megaliths and these monuments, these temples and cities and stuff. And they're very advanced, extremely advanced. I mean, cosmologically, architecturally, mathematically, engineering-wise, so advanced. There's so many things they did tens of thousands of years ago that we can't do today. Doesn't make any sense. It's because they came from the future, okay? Now, this is where it gets super interesting. They also put Easter eggs. They put breadcrumbs in to all of these civilizations. They built these giant monuments. They built these pyramids. They built all these things because they're leaving clues for themselves. They know when they see that statue of the bearded guy with the bag, that's them. It's a signature. That's why it's in every culture for thousands of years. These cultures had no contact with each other, yet they made the statues that almost look the same, right?
Yeah. Interesting.
With same bag, same handbag. Why? That is meaning that a cataclysm occurred there and these beings reseeded that population. They have to make sure humanity survives, period. But it's like, okay, think about it this way. If you went back to the caveman days and you met a caveman, you wouldn't really care what ends up happening to that caveman. You'd be like, hey, he's going to have a life, a family, a job. He's going to, do caveman things, right? And he's going to learn his lessons and all that. It's not my job to intervene with that caveman. But you damn sure wouldn't go back in time and wipe out all the cavemen, right? Because we come from them. They evolved into us. See what I'm saying? We are like the cavemen to these people. We can call them people, okay? They're people. They're humans from the future that went back in time to escape something. And then they have to make sure, it's a bootstrap paradox. They have to make sure that nothing happens to us. Because if something happens to us, it happens to them.
There's been movies made like this.
But they are also trying to fix their situation because they don't want to go in a loop. So they have to make sure that they continue to exist by making sure we continue to exist. But then they're also trying to fix things. I think they are carefully editing their timeline to make sure they don't end up in the same place, which is why we see Mandela effects, which is why we see strange time dilation things, which is why we see these interventions from them in these subtle ways when it comes to our nuclear weapons, when it comes to our environment, stuff like that. They're intervening in certain ways to try to ensure a better outcome for them.
It's interesting because this story that he's telling is somewhat proof that all the timelines exist at the same time. And the reason I say that is because as far as we're concerned, we live in the most up-to-date timeline. We exist on the most up-to-date timeline. Anything that has happened has been the past. The next few seconds is going to be the future, but then it's going to quickly become the past, right? But the future, the actual future, hasn't occurred to the point where there's people that should be able to go back and edit timelines unless they're coming from our current time and traveling back in time. Then that would be the future meeting the past, right? But as he states it, there's people that have already done and existed in our current timeline, and they're coming back to not wreak havoc, but to fix the havoc that we wreaked upon ourselves.
So this is my takeaway with all this, besides just melting your minds for fun. And remember, disclaimer again, this could all be just wrong. I could just be a crazy guy in the woods, for damn sure, right? I'm learning constantly, but this is where my research has led me now. And this is why I think it's important to put this out there, even though I do think I don't know. This is risky in a way, but I think it's important because I think that they want us to do better. I think the important takeaways here is what we see as gods, the Olympians, the Devas, the Anunnaki, these are us. They're humans, which shows our true human potential. And I think it's very important for everyone to realize what we're capable of a lot. But it's a cautionary tale because they had to go back in time because they messed things up, because they couldn't spiritually ascend, and because I think something physically happens to Earth. So we need to do better. We don't want to just go in a loop. If they are us and we are them, we don't want that outcome. We want a better outcome. We need to be better. We need to realize our true human potential. We need to realize what we're capable of. We need to realize that we are the gods. We look at them as gods, but we are them. That is our potential. But we have to use it in the right way. We have to take care of this planet. We have to take care of each other.
That's right.
We have to be better so that we don't end up the way they ended up. And I think that's why they're coming back, to make sure that we don't just go in a loop. So, of course, they're ensuring our survival so that they don't cease to exist. That's step one. Step two, be better. Be better. That's what I think is important here. What do you guys think? I know that's a lot. I know that's heavy, man. That's heavy. It changes everything. It changes religion. I won't even get into that, but the religious part is a big part of this. It changes everything, okay? It changes what we think about a human, our history. I think these guys were leaving Easter eggs all through history. I think all of these ancient monuments and monoliths and temples and sculptures and all that stuff, they left that. They're leaving themselves information embedded in all this. This is why there's so much sacred geometry embedded in all these monuments and these pyramids. They're leaving themselves information. And the only way they know it would survive cataclysms, you know? Paper won't survive, books won't survive, you know, computers won't survive, stone will, clay will, gigantic monoliths and pyramids will. They're leaving and embedding information. And then they put their signature, their statues of themselves with those handbags all along the way. They are us. That is our potential. That is what we are capable of. So much. We're capable of so much. But we're also capable of so much destruction. That's the cautionary tale. Let's be better. Let's make sure we don't just go in a loop. Let's rise to the occasion. Let's be the gods that we know we can be. But let's use it for good. Let me know. What do you guys think of all this? Have a beautiful day.
Now, he said something I never really thought about before, but it's so true. You know, they left their mark in a way that can be still discovered and found and read about and studied today. But how are we leaving our mark? What are the things that we're leaving behind that the future versions of us will be able to look back and be like, oh, they existed, and we know they existed because of this. Nothing that we have created in like the last century will stand the test of time to leave a mark. Paper, internet, the computers, none of this stuff. All this stuff can deteriorate. And if something came and wiped us clean and there was a new crop of people that came about, they wouldn't know very much about us. But anyway, y'all leave y'all thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. See you.